So we're here at the Detroit Auto Show, and I think it's safe to say that this year Mercedes has plug-in hybrid fever. So you can see from this entire row of silver cars that Mercedes have stretching out, there's a lot of plug-in hybrids here, which you can tell because they're covered in neat little blue accents. This is a GLE SUV that has little blue bits around the headlights. They've all got blue brake calipers. There's a common hybrid architecture that Mercedes are going to use throughout their hybrid systems. They have one from this car handily set up next to us. You can get it from the small little GLC SUV, which is down there, all the way through a gigantic S-Class, and then some of their other models, obviously. The pricing hasn't been announced for lots of them, but we're supposed to find it out later this year. And I imagine these are probably going to be quite big sellers for the company. So Tesla's not the only car company that will sell you a home power storage unit. Here at Detroit, Mercedes have their own energy storage unit, which I guess is these boxes full of lithium-ion batteries. The idea, I guess, is that you have solar panels on your roof. They fill the battery during the day, you come home, you plug in one of your new Mercedes plug-in hybrids to it, and free power. So one of the biggest reveals at this year's Detroit Auto Show is this, BMW's new 5 Series. The US is a pretty important market for the 5 Series. They sell more of them here than anywhere else in the world. So I guess it makes sense that they launched this newest generation here. No one's even got a chance to drive this yet. They have a couple of them on display. This is the M550, which is the sporty version until the M5 eventually comes out. And then over there they have a silver one, which is a 530i hybrid, 530e hybrid, I guess. The new car is lighter than before. It's about almost 200 pounds lighter than the old 5 Series. I assume it's probably going to drive even better. It's got BMW's latest self-driving tech, which if you have a look, you can see behind the wing mirror, it's got a pair of little cameras hidden there and a host of other sensors. We've got a little, presumably this is for their parking sensor stuff. It's an evolution of BMW's current design language. It looks like a slightly bigger 3 Series. It's not really that surprising. I mean, for a car that sells in such volume, you want something that's not particularly controversial, but it's not a bad looking car. It might be the last time we see one of these at an auto show. It is, of course, the Dodge Viper, and the company is retiring the model quite shortly. Probably your safest time to try and get into one of these as well, because it's not going to move, therefore it can't kill you if you try and drive anywhere. The world, I think, is going to be a sadder place without the Viper. I mean, how many other sports cars do you know that have an 8-litre V10 under the hood? In recent years, they've been doing this whole one-of-one edition, so every one is slightly different. This one has this retina-searing metallic green paint, and this rather cool pattern on this hood stripe here, which has another reflective thing, and they even have Wi-Fi inside, should you wish to commute at 400 miles an hour while you try not to let your car kill you. But I don't know, I think I'm going to miss it. Still never driven one, but I'm going to miss it. So I know I say this at every auto show we go to, but I'm really excited about finally getting a chance to drive this, the Chevy Volt. This obviously is now the full production interior. At CES last year we got a chance to drive one for about 15 minutes and all of this was camouflaged. You couldn't really see what the interior looked like. GM, I think, have done a pretty good job. This shifter is very BMW-like. They got a new UI on the infotainment system here. The information that it's showing is quite similar to what you can see with the Chevy Volt, which is obviously their plug-in hybrid, but it's got a new skin on it. I mean, as interiors go, you know, it's functional. I guess the Volt is going to sell for, what, after rebates, about $30,000, maybe a little bit more. A lot of the money went into engineering this car, so some of the plastics might be a little bit rough, but when you have almost 240 miles of electric range, I think people will probably make that sacrifice. My excuses right now. Not great at the Bugatti circuit. I'm terrible when I'm racing at an auto show. Oh, you know what? I think this thing's braking for me as well.